Hello, hello,
Hello,
hello.
hello,
All
hello.
right. Good morning or good afternoon. For me, Sundays is always morning, whatever time it is before 2.
Right?
Saludos to everybody out there. Thank you for coming to watch this show. We have our special guest, David Lee Garza. Now, David Lee Garza, we had technical difficulties
Yes,
the
we did.
last time uh, we interviewed you, and it was a great interview. I'm gonna recommend anybody out there to go to YouTube and watch it anyway. Just turn it up really loud, and you're gonna be able to hear him. You're gonna hear it super loud, but you had so
Okay.
much to say, and it was a great show. But you were so awesome to say, you know what, I heard it back and the audio was bad. We can do another one. And thank you so
Good.
much. Now we are going to have our lovely co-host, Lori Jean. There she is.
So sorry. Hi, Mr. David Lee. Good morning.
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm great. I've been jamming to your 10th, a collection of your top 10 songs all morning.
Ooh.
How are
Okay.
you doing?
Great.
How are you, sir? Good.
Good, doing good. Just here back home in Poteet.
Coaching,
So,
Texas.
yeah, you sound a lot better. I'm so glad.
Better? Okay.
Yes,
Yes.
perfect.
All right. We're getting a comment. Saludos desde Littlefield, Texas. So
I know where that
saludos to
is.
you.
I know where that is.
Really.
Back roads when I used to live in Bay City because we grew up in Bay City. In between a rice field and a grass farm. Anyway,
So yeah, so I explained to our audience that we had technical difficulties the last time, and Mr. David Lee Garza, the awesome, iconic Tejano music legend, said we can do another one, and I really, really thank you so much for that. And we were talking about, we were both in Vegas. There was so much going on. I didn't even get to see you.
I know I was right there when you go in the convention. Uh as soon as you walk in the door, I was there to the right. First booth right
Ah,
there.
maybe that's why I missed you, because when you walk in, you're like looking at everything else because
Yeah, right.
there's a setups all over the place. So
Yes, there is.
maybe you were a la entrada. I missed you. So yeah, and it wasn't until I came back home and I thought, oh wait, we didn't even say hi to David Lee.
wow.
It's okay.
Yeah, but you're here now. And Lori Jean, how are you doing, ma'am?
I'm sorry I'm a little late. I'm doing
That's okay.
great. I'm doing great. I'm just glad we were able to redo this episode. You know, our first episode was so good,
It was.
and we could hear you, but you know, as Gigi explained, you know, the
Right.
audio wasn't great. So I was really excited that you know we were able to have you on as a take two. That's what I called it. Is your
Take
take
two.
Yes.
two?
Yes, take two.
All right, good.
Yes. And now I was going through the video yesterday of our show. And by the way, anybody out there, if you go to YouTube and see the first show, if you put it up really loud, we're going to sound really loud, but you can actually hear him. It was, if you put it at a normal level where you can't hear him. So,
Right.
but it was a good show. You talked about how, because we had asked you about if you did the migrant works and all that. And you said you didn't because your dad was in um, a different work, but that you did ask him to go and you went and your mom broke her wrist and you're like, that was no thank you.
But it was so funny.
No.
Let him tell us that again. Like we talked about, you know, here everybody, a lot of people we talk to, they say they had to go, and your dad told you
Yeah.
something different. What did your dad tell you?
Well, like I said, like I mentioned earlier, growing up, my grandparents always used to go. And I'm pretty sure my dad went when he was young, but then we're growing up and we'd stay in Poteet, but my grandparents would always go to Tipton, Indiana, Stokely Van Camp. They had tomatoes and all kinds of stuff, but the main thing was tomatoes for them, right? And they would go pick it and work the field and pick the tomato and stuff like that. And I was like, why did they go? Why did they go? And then they come back 3 months later. And my dad explained, to us, me and my brother Adam and my brother Richard and my sister Becky, where they were still young. Uh, so they were just there. We were all just there listening. Wow. And I was like, why don't we go? And my mom said, well, ask your dad. So I asked my dad, Dad, let's go over there. Dijo, no aguantan ustedes, no aguantan, yo sé. Y dije, no, no, si aguantamos, como que no, Dad. And it was gonna be my senior year. It was in between junior and senior year, right in the summertime. So he said, okay, if y'all want to go, we'll go. Pero como les digo, it's gonna be work, work, work. It's not a vacation, in other words.
Yeah.
So we went up there, and like you mentioned earlier, we started working the fields and stuff, and they told us that we're going to be doing this, we're going to do that. We got on these machines that we were plant the tomato, la planta, the plant. You put it on a machine. I've got a picture somewhere, and I'm sitting there with a lot of friends of mine from the valley. So we did that, and after they were planted, after about 2 or 3 weeks or whatever, we'll go back and asadonear con asadón, to clean it and everything, right? The fields. Well, my uncle Chema, my tío Chema, I don't know why, but he said, you're not going to go over there with these guys. You're going to stay here. Y tú lavas los tractores. Digo, how do you do that? Dijo, tú nomás agarras la manguera y nomás échales agua. So, man, the rest of my brothers and the rest of the guys, oh, you're going to stay back. Well, they told me to stay here. So that's what I would do while they would be out in the sun. Yo acá jugando con agua. Yeah.
El consentido.
I guess. I don't know. I was my grandpa's oldest, and but my grandpa.
That explains it.
Yeah, I guess so. And Tío Chema was my grandpa's brother, so maybe my grandpa told him, cuídame a este. No lo deje que se lastimen las manitas.
Oh my God.
Or something.
So funny.
So we did that, and then that's when my mom. Another time, when I wasn't washing tractors, I was driving the truck and taking them to the field. And when I pulled over to the side, I said, "This is a field right here. Go ahead, pull over." Well, I didn't see a ditch there, and I pulled over, and boom, the front tire went in the ditch, and my mom was in the front seat, so she put her hand out. It broke her wrist back right here, real bad.
Gosh, that must have hurt.
Yeah, so to the hospital, para el hospital, la llevaron para el hospital, and then later in the evening, ya vino para atrás con su manita with the cast on it and everything, right? Pins and everything in it.
Oh.
So there wasn't much she could do, right? But we still had my sister Becky. Becky learned how to cook when she was 5-6 years old. She already knew how to cook, help my mom.
Wow.
So we got by a little bit, and then it got like to the point that my mom was like, maybe we should go back home. And I said, yeah, Mom, let's go back home? He said, ask your dad. Ask your dad if he'll listen to you. So I asked my dad, and I think we stayed there about 5 weeks, maybe 6 weeks, maybe tops. And I asked my dad, can we go back home? My dad said, te dije que no iban a aguantar. I dije, no, Mom. But look at Mom. Look at the way Mom is, her broken wrist,
Oh.
Está bueno, dijo, at the end of the week, we'll leave home. So I think we came back home, and that was the end of the so-called adventures there in Tipton, Indiana.
So why would your mom say that your dad would listen to you?
Because I was the oldest. Say, que no oigan mis otros hermanos, pero sí el consentido. I think they know it.
Yes. It becomes very obvious. It becomes very obvious.
Yeah, right.
The rest of the family knows it. The rest of the kids know it.
Right.
Listen, this morning I started hearing my phone going ping, 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 ping. What is that? What's going on? And it was Mr. David Lee Garza sending me pictures. So you sent me.
Oh, yay.
So you sent me what about, I don't know how many pictures. A lot of pictures.
20, 30, I don't know.
So I'm just going to start with the very beginning. And one thing that we have, Lori and I have talked about, that we're in the music business some way or another because our fathers were in the business. And if I'm not mistaken, this is the guy right there, or no?
Yeah.
Right there.
That's my dad.
Yeah. So we
Myself
talked.
and my dad at one of my golf tournaments. We have a golf tournament every year, Columbus
Oh,
Day,
Oh
that is so
wow.
cool.
and that was that. Nomás llegaba ese día, y dije a mi dad, le dije a mi dad, vas a ir para allá para el golf tournament. Pues ya voy a ir a ver ahí para saludar a los amigos, ¿verdad? Porque Rubén Ramos would be there, Ram. No faltaba quien, de los old friends, músicos. And my dad said, yeah, I'll go out there. Pero lo que iba a ir a comer. It was,
Of course, that's
we have,
always
we have, we
better.
got food all over the place there, tacos here and there. So, yeah, ¿dónde está Dad? Pues andaba agarrando un taco allá, después fuimos para acá. ¿Cómo fuiste a saludarle a aquel? No, allá había más comida. So, yeah, he would have a good time.
So
Oh, that's the best
yes.
part of every event is the food
Right.
and the company. The company and
Yeah,
the food.
definitely.
That's awesome. I
And if
think
the company's not good, but the food is,
Yeah. We'll be back.
yes. And speaking of that, I told my dad
Uh-huh.
and I told David Leo, and I mentioned to you that when my dad is in Corpus, we
Uh-huh.
have everyone over. So that is still that invite is still open for you because
Okay, well, you let me know when
visit.
he's there.
I know they'll be here October 6th, God willing. They'll be here, and yes, he's got some little projects going on that we'll share. I'll share on my.
What day does that fall on? Like
It falls
during
on
the
it.
week or weekend?
It's a weekend, so you'll probably,
Weekend.
if you don't have
Well,
gigs,
if I don't have a gig,
we're gonna have a little
I'll do my
party.
best. Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool.
But anyhow, sorry, I got distracted with the food,
All
and
right.
I
That's
that's okay.
okay.
You might have people crashing your party, Allergen.
Right.
One of the pictures you sent me totally threw me off. I'm gonna show it. But let
All
me see if I can switch this format here so I can show the picture.
hide my little office. Oh,
right. Yeah.
Talk to us about that.
Remember when this guy David Lee came to play with the Spurs, and
Oh,
a friend of mine
oh,
used to ya puso mi carota ahí on the player.
that's hilarious. I was like,
Yeah.
what is that?
I
That
love
would make
Yeah.
sense.
that.
Let's see. We have you, and I want to go through the pictures because you said I like this one. All right, let me see if we can switch formats here before I don't know if I can. Let me see if it shows now. There we
Okay.
go. That
Los
I
tres
like
am-
that one.
Yeah.
The three
Yeah.
amigos.
Ram. Los
Wow.
tres amigos. Yeah. Ram and Emilio and myself. Yeah. It was at one of it was a gig that I did here in San Antonio, and I don't know if they just came out or we played together. I'm not really sure. It wasn't a reunion or nothing like that. It was just they
Just
just
happened
happened to
to.
be there and we took a picture. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. And this one I liked also, which because I like to consider myself. Well, I used to be, not anymore. I used to be consider myself a good at this, but you got this.
Wow.
Talk to us about
Yeah.
this.
That's it's a 300 ring. I used to bowl here in Pleasanton, a bowling alley. It's called the
What?
Eagle Lanes. Yeah, and I bowled for 20 some odd years, and I finally shot a 300 game, a perfect game
A,
on a Monday
per-
night.
a
Gosh,
perfect game.
Perfect game. Yeah.
that's
Wow.
crazy.
So yeah, so usually that's what I've noticed that people that excel in one thing are usually excel in more than that one thing. So apart from excelling in music, you are good at being
Well,
a bowler.
I
Uh,
try.
well, a perfect game.
You know
Now
me,
let
I forget how fun bowling is until I go bowling. And
Right?
then
Yeah,
every time I
exactly.
do, I mean, long time goes by before we do it. And then I'm like, why don't we come more often? It's
it's
so much fun. They bring you your snacks. Everybody fits there. I'm very competitive. So nobody likes to play games with me. But it's a lot of fun. I'm not as good as you are, that's for sure.
Oh no. I just happened to be on that day, and it was funny because well, all my friends that some of the band members, well, at least one band member, was bowling against me that day, and I shot my first strike and second strike, third, fourth, fifth, and he would just
Wow.
look at me. He would look at me like, really, and I was like, oh, I would tell him they just fell down. I don't know,
You should say like the
but
kids
no, it
say,
was fun.
I'm
It
on
was all in
fire.
fun.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm on fire. Don't talk to me right now.
um, let's see. I liked this one. Where did it go? Here. Oh, I love this one.
oh man, look at that
Yeah,
picture.
that was
Look.
on the Riverwalk. That was man. That was way back in 1970, 77, 78, something like that.
Oh my gosh, I love that picture. That is the coolest
Yeah.
picture.
It is, right?
And
You
you can
know,
barely see the right behind my brother Richard, the big afro. Right behind him, that's Chente's dad. Se llamaba Pato, Roberto Barrera. We call him Pato. He was
wow,
singing. He was singing with us at the time.
Oh, wow. So he was a singer.
Yes, ma'am.
And
that is
yeah,
so awesome. Look at that
yeah,
hair. Everybody's
I love it.
The hair days.
good. You know
Yeah.
what?
Where did it go?
Oh, the perms came back,
Right,
Mr.
right.
Mr. David, because I was
Yeah.
in the years I've been teaching, I had been teaching middle school. The boys started getting perms again. And
Wow.
they would come to school with their hair, you know, all curly on top. And I would tell
Right.
them, "Did you get a perm?" And they'd say, "No, I didn't." Oh, that your dog. And I'd say, "Yes, you did. You got a perm." Oh no.
Go on.
Is that your dog? You know, my dogs do that and maybe it's my voice is annoying. Gets the dogs
Oh,
going. Anyhow, the perms are back.
the perms
But
are back. Okay, cool.
look at that.
Yeah.
That is a great pic.
Yeah. I was at Floor's Country Store.
Oh,
Friend of mine, Ruben, yeah, Ruben Cubillos, graphic art designer and everything. He would design our albums and stuff. And he said, "Let's go take some pictures at the Floor's Country Store right here in Helotes,
yes.
Texas." Yeah, and we took that one picture. A little youngster right there.
Is that, do you mean Elotes, Texas?
Elotes, ándale, los elotes,
Yes,
los
but you know,
celotes.
see,
Los elotes.
north of the Nueces, we say Elodies.
Uh,
I know. It was so weird. I remember when I was at UT Austin and say, "Will you just go down Guadalupe and just turn at San Jacinto?"
No,
I
they said
know.
I'm surprised they didn't
San
say
Jacinto.
I'm surprised they didn't say San Jacinto
Oh, they say San Jacinto.
or San
And
Angela.
you mean Guadalupe and San Jacinto?
Ándale.
Let's look through some more pictures. You sent me a
Life
lot of
is different
pictures.
outside of the valley.
Yes, very
But I
different.
love the valley. I love the valley.
Oh, where is that? Maybe I didn't upload it.
You know, it's funny nowadays, the movies that they make where they flashback, they try to make things look like your, you know, album covers with the lapels and stuff. That's what
Oh
they
yeah.
All right.
Wow, that is
Yeah.
awesome. This pic.
Yeah, this was Johnny Ramirez had a something. He had a remote control right there in the south side of San Antonio at a furniture store or something. And but it was a I guess bring toys or bring some food or something. So he asked me to be there at a certain time, and I got there, and then Little Joe got there right after me, and we did an interview along with Little Joe, or he did right after me, or I did right after, before him. I don't remember. Pero, and when we took a picture, and I pointed at him, and Little Joe pointed at both of us, like,
Oh, that's cool. You know, that's the big
yeah,
thing everybody points.
right.
Yeah.
This
I like
guy, this is one of my favorite guys, and he knows that. I don't know if he watches, but this guy right here.
Oh yeah,
that.
yes,
Mr.
one of the
Ed.
best, man, one of the best ever to sing, man, with the Fabulosos.
Oh yeah.
Eddie Perez, and he did the honor of singing a song on my album, the one I did. It was just called Just Friends. It was the project that I put together. Me and Gilbert Velasquez and my manager Joey. We put this album together called Just Friends because I said, everybody calls me and says, "Hey, can you come and do a song? Hey, can you come do a song with me?" So I said, you know what? It's my turn. So I asked all these different artists to come and sing a song, and of course, I had a lot of people saying, "Oh, you did left me out." My compadre Roberto Pulido, Also, que ya en paz descanse, Arturo Montes, no me llamaste a mí, and some other guy,
Oh, everybody,
lot of, oh yeah, everybody would like
yeah.
after the fact, hey, how come I wasn't included? Well, I'm gonna do a part two. Okay,
Yes,
okay,
you
ya, con eso me la quité.
They're still waiting.
Right? Yeah, yeah, they are.
yeah, you're gonna have to do like a part 2, 3, or
Right.
what they call those. I'm sure you can fill them up pretty
Right.
easily because you've had such an amazing list of entertainers that have performed with you, and
Right.
everybody, and your music is just I mentioned in our first interview that anytime that I'm together with any friends anywhere in the valley, in Bay City, in Kerrville, in Corpus, they play David Lee music
Right.
and everybody dances. It doesn't matter if you're Mexican American or not, whatever the race, everybody,
Right.
your music is just so it reaches anybody. It's so
Really.
alegre, like Dad says. The Tejano music should be alegre. That's
Right.
coming from my dad, and and that's what your music does. It's either super overtly romantic. Everybody loves those beautiful love songs, that you
Uh,
do have, or they're just super danceable. Really awesome. What are your favorites of your songs that you like
I
to
don't know. I
That's good.
favorite. I mean, Amor de Madrugadas has to be one of my favorites. Juan Solis wrote that song, De los Chachos, El Juan
Oh,
N. And that has to be one of my favorite. Hasta Cuando also is a great song. But I like you say, dance music. That's what we like to portray. When we go out to the dance, when we go out and work, play. If I don't see the people dancing, I'm like, man, are we doing something wrong or what? Because I,
um,
I think my music's dance music,
yes.
and that's what I try to do every time to get people out on the dance floor. When they don't, I feel kind of awkward. Like I look around, or somebody off, or is it me or what? Or people not dancing. Pero the only time that happens, let me tell you, at bodas and quinceañeras.
Really?
Quinceañera, yeah, people just go to nomás a ver quién va a bailar y nadie baila, like it has to be one of the longest nights for us
Oh my
ever.
Or
Yeah,
maybe they just go to, okay, I don't know. I'm stereotyping here. No, maybe they go to eat and just to visit. A lot of times
and eating, yeah,
with
exactly. Because
family.
le digo yo a todos, those are people that never, hardly ever go to a regular dance. They just wait till there's a boda quinceañera, hey, allá, y gratis. No, hombre, está
Oh
mejor,
yeah.
right? So,
Yeah, and
so yeah, it's okay,
they're probably visiting with family or catching up with people they haven't seen. That's
right?
probably the case.
What they
But
say, I'm not gonna dance with. No, I'm not gonna dance this one. No, I'm not gonna dance that one.
but
And I've been to weddings where it's the more Mexican weddings
Yeah.
that they it's more inclusive where they do the what is that snake, the vibora or
Oh,
whatever
there
that.
you. Oh, okay.
And everybody's kind of just they grab everybody and it's a little different. We're a little bit more
Yeah.
state, we're a little bit
Right.
more calm. Now I was going, like I mentioned, I was going through your first interview, and one thing that we talked about is how your dad stole Marcos Orozco's from
so
Fabulosos Cuatro.
Uh,
it's funny.
I mean,
yeah. Yeah. That was. Dad, what are you doing? Le dije yo. We played. We was the night we played in Grand Prairie, Texas, at the High Hole Ballroom, and it was us and the Fabulosos, right? And Marcos was the singer with the Fabulosos, con Juan and Chore and them. And we played, and then they played, or they played first, and then we played. So when we were playing, my dad was on off the side of the stage. Y miró a Marcos y lo saludó, se presentó, o Marco le saludó a él. I'm not sure how that happened, pero como quiera, my dad le hizo el invite y le dijo, hey, ya cuando no quieras cantar con estos guys, háblame, dijo, ahí te tengo te metemos ahí en la banda. Dije, Dad, you told him that? Dijo, sí. Oh my God. Yeah, Dad, why are you doing that? They have a good thing going, they got good, nice recordings and everything. ¿Para qué quieres desbaratar una banda? No, pues no la quiero desbaratar, digo, pero yo nomás le dije cuando el día que ya no quiera estar con ellos, pues te vienes con nosotros. And at that time we had, I think Jay Pettis was singing with us. Le digo, Dad, why did you do that? And then we're on a roll here with Mr. J. Perez, and you're over here finding somebody else. No, no. Dijo, yo nomás le pregunté, le dije, ahí está la invitation. Sure. Sure enough, after Jay left, and then we're looking for singers and stuff, and going through some guys, and then all of a sudden Marcos shows up there and says, "Todavía está la invitación para cantar." Y my dad says, "Sí, seguro." Okay. So we ran with Marcos.
Oh,
Very different vocals. Very smooth, romantic.
yes.
And we had a lot of fans. Because like throughout the years, changing singers, you gain fans, and some you lose, and then they come back because he didn't sound like the guy before. And
Yeah.
I'm like I said before, where I wasn't looking for somebody that sounded like that guy. I was looking for somebody original. That had their own voice.
Own
Sing
sound
these songs, pero with their voice. So look,
with their style.
Marcos
And
came in. Yeah, he
Well,
did good. He
when
did
I
great
was
for us.
looking through, you sent me a picture of some of your favorite bands,
Oh
and
yeah.
and I'm guessing that Marcos Orozco's was not the only one you stole from Fabulosos Cuatro.
Who else did us do? Oh, ahí está, ahí está.
Mandito.
Maldito. Yeah. That's another story.
I remember asking
Yeah.
my dad, was right here is Blackjack, but basically Blackjack was Fabulosos Cuatro.
Fabulosos,
Yeah,
right.
they asked them to change the name. There's my daddy,
Yes.
y Juan Hinojosa, y pues Mandito también, may they all rest in
Yes.
peace. Ya nomás tenemos a Steve Lanfear, who I haven't heard from, and
Uh-huh.
and
Chore,
Chore right there.
right.
And it's
Right.
it's really awesome what you say about your singers, that you want someone with their own voice to be original. Chore said the same thing about their band members when they would choose for Los Fabulosos who would come in.
Uh-huh.
He said
Uh-huh.
exactly what you're saying. They wanted someone to bring their own style. And they
Right.
didn't want them to be exactly like the person that was leaving or that they
Right.
had to replace. They would ask them, what can you do? What do you like?
Right.
Good at?
Exactly.
And that's like a really good takeaway for people who say, how do you like for you continue to do well with your like super well is an understatement, but with every singer that you bring in. And
Well,
that
it's just luck. Draw. I just when we hire somebody like that, when I ask somebody to sing with us, that's what I'm looking for, just to hear what they sound like, and
right.
not copy anybody else. And I always get guys calling and sending me videos and everything. Hey, I can sing just like Jay Perez. I'm the next Jay Perez. I can sing just like Marco. And I'm saying to myself, if I wanted that, I could just pick up the phone and call Jay Perez. Hey, come back with us. You're the original. So Pero I don't know why these singers think that when they're going to replace somebody, they got to sound like him. No, you need to have your own voice, your
Yeah.
own style. Yeah.
And that's great advice. That is really great advice. So I don't think that it's luck, sir. I think you have a great formula of exactly saying that, looking for their original, you're open, you want them to be themselves. And
Right.
you yourself, for you to work with so many different people, that says a lot about you. We kind of talked about that before. A lot of
Yeah.
people don't vibe with each other, and you have it says a lot about your leadership and your character. Where did you what influenced that about you?
I don't know. I mean, I
Cool.
growing up, like I said, I would listen to everybody. I would listen to Conjunto Bernal, Los Cachorros, Los Relámpagos, and I took a little bit from everybody, I guess, because I'm not gonna say I'm original. No. I took a little bit from from Paulino, from Oscar Hernandez, Bobby Naranjo, all my idols. De los hermanos Ayalas from the Valley. I never got to meet them till later. I met Ramon, the Bajo player. I met him in San Antonio. He was playing with Oscar Hernandez one day, and I looked at him. I said, "Are you one of the hermanos Ayala?" Dijo, "Sí." And man, growing up, that's all I would listen to. I played all your music and everything. Oh, really? Yeah. And it happened that his brother passed away. Right, the accordion player, he passed away. I never got to meet him. But yeah, I just took from a little bit from everybody, and like I said in my other uh, interviews, my dad would always tell me, you know what? No matter how good you are, there's always somebody better than you. So you can't. I don't want to ever hear you say, I'm David Lee Garza. I'm the best. You'll never hear me say that
Yeah, my dad
because
always
this is
said
not true.
you might
Yeah,
be better, you might be better than somebody else, but there's always somebody
someone
better than you.
always, all the
Siempre,
time. Yes.
siempre,
So
yes.
So
that's
let's get back to
yeah,
So
that's
the.
let's.
I was gonna.
Yes, I'm sorry. The
I wanted
lovely
to get back to the
question.
story
Yes,
that
lovely
the
question,
Mandito,
Lori Jean. Thank you. But how did you steal Mandito? Because all of a
Mandito,
sudden I see
right?
Mandito uh, uh, with David Lee Garza. Good papi, what's Mandito doing?
What's going on there?
David Lee, what's going on?
Yeah, it was funny because we were auditioning vocalists, and David de la Garza Jr., the one with the mafia right now, he
Okay.
came in to try it out. Him and his dad, Speedy, on keyboards because I was looking for a singer, a keyboard, and a guitar player. And well, they were all three of them are right there, right? So they came in and auditioned right here, tried out for the band here in Poteet. And David, uh, Super Dave, I call him. He tried this vocalist, and Speedy was on the keyboard, and Mandito on the guitar. And after the interview, after the audition, we got together, my brothers and myself and my dad. And he go, what do y'all think? Well, I mean, the guy sings good and everything, pero he's not. I don't think that's what we're looking for right now. Yeah, yeah, you're right. And Speedy over there in keyboards, he's got his own style and he plays good and everything, pero we just wanted somebody just to fill in, not take over the whole thing. So,
New
uh,
sound.
yeah. So, and Mandito, the guitar player, hey, the guy plays pretty good. And we all looked at each other and said, "Yeah, yeah, let's try him." Y Mandito, pues he had been years and years playing with Fabulosos. He would travel down to the valley, either by car, by bus. That's what's the story he told us, right? And he lives right here in Seguin, which is about an hour away.
oh
Yeah.
So
wow.
de todos, de los tres, nos quedamos con Mandito. Hey, Mandito, you want to come in and play guitar? You go, you know what? Yeah, I'm tired of the road over there. I mean, you're going to be on the road with us anyway, le dije, pero it's not as far as to
To get to
just
you. Yeah.
to get to Poteet,
Hmm.
and jump on the bus. We had a bus already and stuff. So okay,
Mm.
I'll do it. So Mandito was with us for the longest time, and yeah, he did great person, great. We had a lot of fun with Mandito. A lot of stories we could tell
Oh yeah.
about Mandito. Yeah,
Great guy. Very
yeah.
very brilliant musician. I mean,
Oh yeah, exactly.
Los Fabulosos Cuatro. I mean, that guy was something else. My dad was playing with them at the same time when he was in.
Yeah.
I
Oh yeah.
mean, yeah. Okay, so yeah, so when I saw that and I thought, oh, we had mentioned Marcos Orozco's, pero también te robaste a Mandito.
And you
Uh,
know what, PG? I forgot to. There's a lot of people commenting.
I was just
oh
stop
yeah.
reading
We
my
got
mind,
so
Lori Jean. Stop, get out of my head.
We
I was
got
just
so much
about to
into
go.
your conversation. There are a lot of people commenting. So if you're watching
Yes,
and you commented, Gigi's
here
gonna
we
go.
go.
And I'm sorry
So,
it's taking us so
yes,
long.
thank you, Lori Jean, for reminding me. So here, David Vela says hello, Gigi, and David Vela Oakland is watching. Thank you, Mr. David Vela. And then hello, David Lee Garza and Lori Jean, saludos. And then we've got Lento Palacios over there in Corpus. Awesome interview.
I'm so
Saludos as a Corpus Christi at David Lee. Gigi and Lori, you're doing a fabulous job. Thank you. Lento, I'm still waiting for the show about Grupo Quemado. Still waiting for you.
that'd be a good
Hmm.
one.
Gotta do that one. All right. And let's see. We've got Antonio Mendoza. Hola, hola, beautiful people. Hello, saludos. And we've got Norma Salazar, Gigi, La Chicana Guerrero. Hello. Thank you, Miss Norma. I finally got to meet Norma over there in Vegas. Did you get to go say hi to David Lee, Norma? Because I didn't. Hello, Lori
I
Jean.
know.
Norma.
And Norma says, hello, David Lee. We will see you in Milwaukee Festival. Can't wait to jam. So she's going to Milwaukee.
Yeah, we'll go to Milwaukee. See us get it this coming week already. It's what is it? I don't know the dates, but it's here in August. Milwaukee Fest. It's happening, and we'll be there.
All right. This is another group that you and thank you everybody for your comments. And like I said, I'm sure there's other groups that are I can only see the comments from Gigi La Chicana Guerrero page. If you're watching from another group page, thank you for accepting the video. And if you want to comment, go into YouTube, the link Giras y Desveladas, and there on YouTube I can see your comments. So thank you for stopping by. Now, see, Norma says August 23rd to the 25th.
To the 25th. Okay, yes.
Milwaukee.
And we'll be playing on Saturday and Sunday.
Wow.
I don't know if we do like 2 hours each day or 1 hour a day, but it's a great event, man. They have so many stages, and you play on one stage one day, and or you play one stage, and then 2 or 3 hours you go and play at another stage. So all these Tejano fans, they follow you over there. You know, it's just nice, great.
That is
Right.
so nice. And I bet you get to escape a little bit of this 110 feels like weather.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Yeah, we played this past weekend. We played in Irving, Southern Junction, and so for some reason the AC was out. It was.
Oh,
I saw these big fans on the dance floor, and I said, okay, something's up. Oh man, we start playing. It was super hot, and somebody yelled, "David, dile que prendan el aire." And I said on the microphone, okay, y ahora sí ya pueden prender el aire, ya empezamos a tocar.
oh my gosh.
And they come and tell me, man, I can't believe you told those people to turn on the AC. They were probably eran probably gabachos. No, they didn't even understand what I said, but I said it. Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, this weather is literally killer weather.
It
So
is.
another picture that you sent me is another of your favorite bands was these guys right
Oh, yeah. Yes,
Gosh.
ma'am.
here. Mr. Meliadel right there. Look at
Maybe I
that.
got-
Ida,
Great.
Wow.
love that picture.
Right? Yeah, man. Great musicians. They would come and play.
Picture.
I remember. No, I remember them. They would just come and play in Pearsall, Texas, at the Wishing Well Club on Sundays. And I would say, why do y'all come play over here on a Sunday? But it's great, that we can come see you. But why? Because we play in Houston or Dallas, whatever, and we're coming back home. Y siempre buscamos un lugar on a Sunday. Y aquí Panchito Treviño siempre los abre la puerta aquí, and we played. And that's what I saw. Pulido. I saw Los Únicos. You would see the Latin Breed, Sonny Osuna. Every band that was out touring, you would see them on a Sunday. Romance and everybody.
Wow.
Wow. We've got another comment from Bumper Gomez. Mr. Bumper Gomez, hello. Saludos to the godfather of Tejano. See you all in Milwaukee. So he's going to Milwaukee también.
And Bumper's going to be the MC, I believe.
I might check the flight prices. A ver si voy a
Dale.
Escape the weather and catch some great music.
Yeah, definitely, most definitely.
Yeah. Saludos, Mr. Bumper. So yeah, I mean, all these bands, and because part of being a musician is not just to be a good musician, you also need to appreciate what other people are doing, learn from them. I don't, as a podcaster, I watch Bumper's show to learn from him. I watch other podcasts, we try to learn from each other. So it's good that you say that you had other favorite bands también, porque, like your dad said, there's always somebody better than you, and maybe not just better, but maybe a different style, maybe a different maybe a different that. Maybe there's a better singer that you want to steal from the band,
We're running out. We're running out real quick.
Let's get to some more pictures. Because you sent me a lot of pictures. Let's get through these. Some I could tell who they were. Some of them I didn't. I like this one though.
Oh, yeah?
I like this picture. When you first sent it, I thought it was the Blue Man Group, but no. No,
that's Cesar, myself and Cesar. They're somewhere in Dallas, Texas, I believe.
Yeah, that's a nice picture.
Nice.
And I'm just going through here, through the pictures that you sent. Este otro.
Who's that guy?
Who is that guy?
Who is that guy?
You told me who that guy was. A country singer. I'm
Yeah.
not.
Wait.
Maybe you, Lord Gina, I'm not much of a.
Is that the
Who is
guy
he?
that?
Who is-
Wait.
I'm gonna cheat.
He sings that. Colin Ray, maybe.
Who?
No.
Wah, wah, wah.
How about the song "The Weekend"?
Steve Warner.
Yeah, Steve Warner. Yeah.
Oh, you got it.
Yeah.
Lori Jean gets a prize.
I love both of those two guys. But
Awesome, man.
Warner, The Weekend. And
The
the other one that
weekend.
he says, all of my friends say to leave you alone. You have a heart like a stone and a wandering eye. Some fools never learn.
Some fools never
Some
learn. Right,
fools
right.
never
I like
Great
learn.
songs.
Wow. Oh
Yeah.
gosh, now they're gonna be stuck in my head. So there's Mr. Paul there. Hey, Mr.
Saludos
Paul
to
there.
Mr. Valde Muñoz. Saludos, my friend.
Valde, oh yeah.
Thank you. Saludos. This guy is
Saludos,
something
Valde.
else too. Yeah, I mean,
He's an awesome guy. Awesome.
oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Toda su familia. El Sapo, que en paz descanse, ¿verdad, man? Stories we
Mm,
could tell about those guys too. But
yeah.
yeah.
we played a lot of gigs with Fandango after Los Únicos. We played with Los Únicos, but then when they split up and everything, and Fandango USA, we would play here, there, everywhere, you know. And it's funny. Let me tell you a funny story about Sapo real quick, and
Yes.
Valde can relate. They said we would play together somewhere, and we'd ask him, "Where'd y'all play last night?" Oh, dijo, estuvimos acá, and he would mention a little town or whatever. ¿Cómo estuvo? Dijo, no, hombre, dije a Sapo, había como 4,000 almas. What? 4,000? 4,000 people? Dijo, sí, dijo, estamos en un lado de un cementerio.
Oh,
Right next to the cemetery. 4,000 almas.
Pues sí, almas nomás.
Almas, nomás las almas. Ese Sapo had a story, oh, crazy.
oh my goodness.
Uh,
We saw Mr. I was in the valley last week and I was, thankfully I saw Gigi and Mr. Balde and I tagged along with my dad to some events for the Hana Legends and it was so hot. Oh my
oh,
god.
yeah.
It
Oh
was so
yeah.
crazy. But they're so awesome, Mr. Balde and everybody that was there. And yeah, I love that you say that, they influenced you. My godfather was Mel Villarreal. And
Is
is,
Marian.
I say, well,
Is.
sorry.
We're still pending a interview with him.
Ándale.
He called me and yeah, Gigi, lo hacemos, and he has a real rough voice. Nomás que van a
Right.
tener que venir para acá porque pues yo no voy para una parte. Ustedes vengan para acá. Okay,
Right.
that one.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
actually, my dad called him because my dad's working on some projects, and he was with Chris Rodriguez at the Powerhouse Studios, and my dad called Mel, and they were talking. But it's so funny, like you say, Gigi, he wants to do it in person, and that would be really cool. But my dad said he would tag along. You say how those influenced you. My dad says he would tag along with them until they let him sing.
Oh, wow.
That they just loved them
Right.
so much that they would follow them around.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
said, well, I guess
Definitely.
you did love him if you made him my godfather. There must have been something, real friendship connection there. But I was listening to your songs before we got on, and I didn't realize you redid Chiquilina, a
Oh,
casino
yeah.
song. I knew you did
Yeah.
Mucho Alegre, but I had never heard
Yeah.
Chiquilina. It sounds awesome.
When Ram was with us, Ram Herrera was with us, and I heard Casino singing that song, and then I heard Jimmy Edwards doing the song also,
Yeah.
and I said, and Ram was sing it with us at the time. So when it was time to record it, we recorded an album. Um, I can't remember the name of the album, but we had some guest singers on it. I had Ram, I had Luis Padilla from La Firma, I had Little Joe, and Jay Perez came and did a song on this album. Estamos Unidos se llama el álbum. Y ahí está, Ram recorded Chiquilina. I picked that song. I said, Ram, how about Chiquilina? Hey, yeah. I haven't done that song in a long time. They, let's do
Oh,
it.
wow, that's so cool.
Yeah.
I think he wrote that song. So thank you
Yeah. Cool.
for redoing that one. Sounds
Oh,
good.
yeah.
More pictures that you sent.
Oh, yeah. Mr. Gary Hobbs and Gilbert Velasquez.
There we
Yeah.
go.
That's when another friend of mine that I asked, hey, would you do a song with us, on the Just Friends album? And he said, yeah, I'd love to. What song? And I told him, do you know La Barca? The Luis Miguel kind of. Yeah, I said, yeah, I think Luis Miguel recorded it. I knew it from back then in the '60s from Los Hermanos Ayala del Valle. They recorded it in bolero, La Barca. And he said, yeah, let's do it. Dije, pero let's do it in a polka, in a ranchera. Yeah, you just put it together, man. I'll go and sing it. And he came in the studio and 2-3 takes, he knocked it out. He did a
Wow.
great job.
Oh, yeah, and
Yeah.
that's something a lot of people don't realize, that sometimes, especially whoever's doing the mix and all that, when you're recording, y no sale,
Right,
no sale, no sale. I mean, you can be in there if somebody's just not getting that note right, or just not getting
right,
the on the right beat or something minimal. I mean, you can be there
right.
for hours. So if somebody's getting it right, that's a good thing,
Yeah.
and less cheaper for everybody. Here's some more pictures. A ver.
Right. So Johnny Ramirez, the radio guy, he recorded. I asked him, "Hey Johnny, you want to record a song on my album?" I'm not a singer. Well, I didn't say that, but I can pick a song, and we'll coach you through it. I'm not a singer either, but we can pick a song, and I can coach you, do it like this and do it like that. And just Gilbert Velasquez said, "You know what? I went to San Angelo one day to a restaurant, and they had the radio on the restaurant, and it was KXTN, and Johnny Ramirez, and the one of the cooks came out and said, "Hey, you know that guy? What guy? The radio guy. That guy, the radio guy." So se le quedó Gilbert. Dijo, let's put a song together. So Billy got together, and Billy and Gilbert, and we put a song together. They put most of it, and they came up with the radio guy. And I said, Johnny, here's a song you're gonna sing, and you don't have to sing. Just kind of talk through it or whatever. And he did, and he did a great job. The
Oh
radio guy.
wow, I'm curious. Would
That's
that
where
be
that song came from.
that sounds like something I'd like to listen to.
Yeah, it's on the Just Friends album. The myself. Yeah.
Now, de los albums, I know you've got 3 Grammys, and what were those particularly for? Do you,
They were the first two. The first two was with Joel. I want to thank Joel Guzman. Joel called me, and he called Sonny Salceda, and he said, "I want to put an album. I want to do an album, but I want to feature, you and somebody else, Sonny or somebody." So we got Sonny Salceda and myself, and it's gonna be mostly polka, puras polkas and guapango, redowa, whatever you want to do. I said, "Oh, that sounds interesting. Okay." But then the guy that was going to distribute the album, Armando Sanchez, it used to be Sony Records that he used to distribute, and he said, "You know what? You need to put a song, una song that you sing. It can't. Let's not do an all polka or instrumental album. Let's do one with a couple of like that. We could submit it to the Grammys, and it sells better." Oh, okay. So Joel Guzman said, "Okay, I'll sing this song, and I'll sing this song, and this and that one." So that's what we did, and man, but I had been nominated about 4 or 5 times to the Grammys, and we'd always go. Ahí van los tontos. Vamos para California, para California, para Las Vegas, para
wherever
New
it
York.
was.
I went to New York at least one time, yeah, to the Grammys, and we didn't win. My one of my nieces said, "Y'all should get a Grammy for most nominated." I said, "I know we should, right?" But no, they're very blessed, and I stayed behind. I stayed home, and it was like on a Sunday, right? And I was at a friend's house in San Antonio. We're backyard barbecue, and I get a phone call. "Hey, you won a Grammy?" I said, I did what? You won a Grammy? I haven't even forgotten that the Grammys were coming out on that particular day. And he goes, "You won a Grammy? What are you talking about?" He goes, "Joel Guzman." Oh, okay. And then Joel calls me. "Hey, congratulations." I know. Well, congratulations to you, and thank you for including me. So we won the Latin Grammy, and then we won the American Grammy also on the same album. The album is called Polcas, Gritos y Acordeones.
Oh my
You
gosh,
know,
I think
yeah,
I have heard that
yeah. I
one.
don't. Yeah. So we did that, and
Wow.
those were two Grammys that I won. And then I did this Just Friends, the one I told you about that I asked all my friends to come and sing a song on it, and very blessed, man. I went to that one. I went to Las Vegas and said, maybe this is bad luck. Maybe I'm not going to win because I'm here. So no, I was very blessed to have won that day for Just Friends album.
Wow, 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 wow.
What, what
But
an
I like
honor.
that. I like that first title. Que eran gritos,
Polcas,
polkas,
gritos y
gritos.
acordeones. Y
That's wonderful
acordeones.
title.
It's amazing what a small world it is in the Tejano music world, right?
Mhm.
So
Right.
And it's such a small world. In the regular world, I have to mention this. Joel Guzman is my mother's first cousin.
Oh, wow.
His father and my grandmother were siblings, and
Oh, wow.
they grew up in Sunnyside, Washington.
Washington, right?
Yeah, and
Wow.
other people, other Tejano artists have mentioned that his family used to take people in when they were performing, that they would go eat at
Right.
their family's house. You know, that's something that a lot of people tell that story, that they
Yeah.
go perform all over the country and people would invite them over for meals. But what a small world. So when you said Joel Guzman, I was like, wow,
Right.
it's crazy how
Yeah.
it always.
I'm pretty sure they took Little Joe to go eat at their house with the Little Joe came back and he brought Joel with him, and Joel was real young, supposedly.
Yes, he was 15 years old.
15, right?
Johnny
Yeah.
Hernandez, because we had Johnny
Wow.
Hernandez on, and Johnny
Yeah,
Hernandez,
and then with Johnny. Mm.
it was Johnny. What a small
Wow.
world. What a small
Wow.
world.
Yep.
Yep.
You never know.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to make the show
No,
about
that's
me,
okay.
but I'm like,
No, it's a great story.
It's informative.
Joel Guzman, wait till
Mhm.
my mom is watching. Mama, if you're watching, isn't that cool? Isn't that cool?
I mean, so, and
Right.
to everybody that is watching and doesn't comment, hi. All right. So, let me see some more pictures, because you sent a whole bunch. Oh, you got him. That's that Gary Helms.
Gary, yeah.
How about this one?
Was that on a cruise? We're all on a cruise with that. He had a captain's
With the
hat.
Gary?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think we were doing a promo for the cruise. Said, okay, let's do a video, David, for the cruise. And he wore that little hat. I said, okay.
One of my bucket list items. I want to go on one of those cruises, because cruises are amazing in general. But I can imagine if the music is you guys performing. Are you going back anytime soon?
Yeah, November the 9th.
Is that
November the
one that
9th. We're going to the Bahamas.
Oh, you got to fly out of Florida for that one.
No. We're going from Galveston. From Galveston
Really?
to the Bahamas. It's like an 8-day cruise.
Oh, man.
A lot of days. A lot of eating. Puro come, tragui. No,
my God. I would love that.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll run away from home for 8 days. My dad says, he's like, are you running away from home now?
There you go. Your mom chimed in, Elma Garza. Real cool. Hola, Mr. David Lee. That's Lori Jean's mom.
Oh, okay. Hello to her and your dad.
What about
Yes.
Saludos. Where is your dad? He hasn't chimed in.
Where is he?
He's working, because he told me, I'm going to go and I'm going to say, I think he thought I was going to be in the Valley when I was interviewed, because I was initially going to be in the Valley this weekend. And he said, I'm going to talk to him. That's good. Yo voy a hablar con él. ¿Cómo está? Le voy a saludar. And every now and then when I'm at his house, he pops in. We switch seats. So he thought I was going to be there, but I don't remember.
Well, tell him to send me a song. I'm working on my next CD right now. I need a song from your dad.
You know, he retired from teaching in the Conjunto program in La Jolla, and he taught there for 20 years kids how to play.
Oh, okay.
And those kids do amazing. And now he's at Walmart right now. My mom said
at Walmart.
He's at Walmart.
He's getting ready to cook something. But anyhow, I absolutely will.
Yeah. Tell him.
He has his bucket list projects that's what he calls them. And I tell him, don't call him that. That sounds so final. Anyhow, I will tell him. Thank you.
Okay.
What about this picture?
This picture happened at Graham Central Station. We had a mini reunion with these guys, and Ram, Emilio, Marcos, Oscar G, Mark Ledesma there in the back, my brother Adam, and myself.
Wow.
Yeah, man, 2006. Yeah, we played there at Graham Central Station. Called it like a mini reunion.
Oh, that is really nice. You don't age.
No.
My goodness.
Well, como dijo mi papá, pues no haces nada.
My dad.
No haces nada.
Pues, ¿por qué me envejezo? I sing and I drink beer and what? What's there to get old about?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Oh, there's Mr.
McMahon. I know who that is.
Yeah, man. I had a 60th birthday, and my girlfriend surprised me with not surprised me, but she said, I'm going to throw you a little party. And I think it was like on a Sunday. We played Saturday somewhere. And then Sunday, we got together here in Poteet. It's the Lions Club. It's a pavilion here. and I invited him, and I invited Gary Guajardo, and I invited several people, but of course not everybody could come. Pero Mel surprised me. He said, "Hey, ya estoy aquí." With his raspy voice, right? Y dije, ¿dónde, Mel? Dijo, pues aquí ando, vine a ver dónde iba a ser el fandango esta noche. Le dije, oh, ok, ya supe, dijo, pero voy para el cuarto. They got a room there in Pleasanton. Him and his wife, they got a room, and lo vemos al rato. They came. He was there for my 60th birthday party.
Wow, nice.
That
Nice.
is so nice.
What about this picture? That's
Ándale.
the same place.
That's Gary. Yeah, that's Gary Guajardo right there. One of my idols too, accordion players. Awesome accordion player. He's living in Corpus right now, and I talk to him once in a while. We talk. We stay in touch, and great guy, man. Great guy. Awesome accordion player. Y estos son puros viejitos, including me. No, I had a class reunion. We graduated in '75.
Wow.
And I don't remember. I think it's like our 20th annual class reunion or something. So that's a lot of my friends. And the one second to the left, that's Trine Gonzalez. He's from the Valley. He's our coach.
I recognize his.
Do you recognize him? Yeah. His name is Trine Gonzalez. And he was a history teacher and a coach here in Poteet. And, we played football. And the rest of them is Johnny Reyes, Coach Gonzalez, Frank Quintero, Evaristo Flores, myself, and Narciso Garcia, all classmates of mine, class of 75.
That is so cool. And no, I'm mixing him up with another Trini. I'm sorry. I'm mixing him up.
Trini. Yeah, but he said he played ball with my compadre Roberto Pulido. He was right there from Edinburgh.
He's from Edinburgh. Huh.
Yeah. Well, and this was on another cruise. My compadre Pulido was on the same cruise, and we got off in Consumel or somewhere. One that we ported somewhere. And those are some friends from Richmond Rosenberg, from Victoria, the one girl on the way left, and my compadre Pulido, myself.
I don't know about cruises. I don't feel good about not being any dirt under me.
You don't even notice. The boat is so
I
big.
don't any land under me.
No.
Although I can fly fine. When I flew to Hawaii, oh my God, I was like, really? When they tell you that you can make your seat your flotation device, I'm like, ¿cómo se quita? I'm trying to figure it out just in case.
You won't even notice you're on a boat. You'll have so much fun. Just go somewhere with no windows and just hang out and snack.
Right.
It's amazing.
Look at that.
Yeah, that was here at the San Antonio Rodeo.
Oh my
John, a friend of mine, that's real close friend of John Pardee, asked me, "Hey, can you come and play a song with John Pardee?" I said, "John Pardee? Who's John Pardee?" And my manager and Billy, Dave, you don't know who John Pardee is? No, I said, that song that we sing. One of his songs, and we played him at our gigs. Oh, that guy? Yeah. And I looked at my manager and said, I don't know, Joey. That's a hassle, man, to go in there, parking, get this, do that. Dave, how many times are you gonna be asked to go play at the rodeo with a star like that, with a John Pardee? I said, well, okay, I'll go. And for the record, I didn't get paid or nothing like that, but it was an awesome experience to be on the stage with those guys, and the arena was crazy full, man.
I can imagine.
Wow. Well, I know they're just as lucky to have you on there performing with them. The great JP. I mean, I'm sure.
I don't know that he knew who I was, but his friend, which is my dad, one of my classmates' son, we're real good friends with him, and that's the guy that called us. Hey, would you like to play? Oh, okay. So I don't know that John Pardee didn't know who was coming on, but anyway, we did the show, and we had a little rehearsal right before. He said, "This is the way the song goes, and you come in right here. You come in." Oh, okay. And he said, "You got it?" I said, "Yeah." Oh, okay. So we pulled it off. Somehow we pulled it off.
That just goes to show how humble you are, and that your character and your background. And that's a big reason why you were able to work with so many people and have so many friends that you can just call up, because You just get
Right.
along with, and
Oh.
everybody's not like that. People are
Oh,
not
you
like
know? Oh, no, no, no. I run into some
people.
crazy people out there. Yeah.
You
But
could have
no, my dad always said, "Stay humble, and you'll go a long ways." You know, and
yes,
that's the way I was brought up. You know, when you were brought up like that, I mean, that's not much you can do.
absolutely makes all the difference. My dad too,
Right.
he used to say things like that to me that people might borderline think are mean, but they're not. They're just like you're saying, there's always someone better. There's always someone
Yeah.
bigger.
Exactly.
But because you could have gone up there and said, like, do you know who I am?
Right.
But you
And
don't.
well, when they brought me on, I heard the crowd roar like oh, but
What?
there's a lot of Mexicanos.
Well,
I know who.
Antonio, everybody that loves country loves,
Yeah.
a lot of these artists, these Texas
Tejano.
country, are trying to emulate and
Mm.
imitate a lot of Tejano sound, the accordion
Right.
sound. It's
Right.
been happening for a long time.
Yeah.
We talk about Tejano fusing country and rock, but country does the same.
Uses Tejano. Right.
Um,
Exactly.
they come from, they actually, I could get into that, but I won't. But country comes from here, it
Yeah.
comes from here in Texas, Tejano. Okay.
We're
Sorry.
going to take a little break and show our sponsors real quick. We have a new sponsor. Just watch Richard's Pharmacy from the Valley. So you don't have to put on your pants.
Go to stars.
And Richard's Pharmacy, actually, the pharmacist there, it's actually my pharmacy, and
Mhm.
the pharmacist's dad was a big fan of Tejano music. He loved music. He was a big fan, and he, fairly recently passed away.
Oh, sorry.
And so I went to the son. I said, I've got this little podcast, and I'm sure your dad would have enjoyed it. And he's like, well, wonder if you could sponsor. And he said, yeah. And but it's this. That's the thing about this music, being around it, and there's commonalities and we've talked about this. I don't know if we talked about this before, but even if there's differences in even if the religion is different. And by the way, I did a special program with Roberto Pulido, which I'm going to put out in a maybe in a few days, because we had technical difficulties with him too, and he put out and more, but he put out a little thing, and we talked about how music, kind of transcends everything. You might, religion, you might not agree, politics, you might not agree, parenting, you might not agree, but everybody comes together for music. And that is such a beautiful thing that you do as a musician, that you bring everybody together. So there might be all kinds of, political differences and religious differences and whatever, but they all come together. They're like over there in Vegas, they all come together for the music.
Mhm.
So that's
Right.
the magic about music. And you being in this industry for so long and withstanding all the ups and downs of Tejano music and still being relevant is an attestament to who you are, David Lee Garza. So I want to thank you for everything that you have done for us, and for the music, for the industry. I'm curious about that, those cruises, pero
Oh, I'm gonna look
Yeah.
into it. Actually, yeah, that's another story. I think I'm a travel advisor. I need to get on top of that. I'm gonna
I
look
think
into
I'm a
it.
travel advisor.
I wear many hats these days. So you told us a story about your dad, getting you started with your first instrument. So I'm gonna ask a question in reverse here because we normally ask at the beginning. We're just so
Okay.
glad to see you. You said your first instrument wasn't the accordion. And then something you said when you told us the story about the accordion, I stick to it now when I practice my terrible guitar playing. I'm like, David Lee's dad told him not to look at his hands. I'm going to try not to. And my dad tells me to. But the accordion was not your first instrument.
The drums, like I said, my dad had a band and they would practice there at our house in the living room. And the drummer, for whatever reason, he said, I'll come for the drums tomorrow or in the weekend, blah, blah, blah. And he would leave them there. So I was curious because I would see him practice and play. And I said, I wonder if I can play it. And I got on and I would put the record player on and put an album, the Algen or whatever. Started beating on the drum. Yeah, he would do it like this. He would do it like this. And I told my dad, I can do this. Oh, really? Okay. My dad would get the bajo out and start playing and singing. And lo acompañaba yo con las drums. After a while, I said, boring. This is boring, Dad. All the drummers are going to kill me. The drummer wanted to kill me, I said, Dad,
Everybody wants drums.
I know. Yeah, when you're growing up, everybody wants to beat on something. So beat on the drums. Beat on your brother or something, but beat on the drums better. So, yeah, I told him this. Okay, I think I know how to play the drums already. I think. But I want a challenge. I want something else. I want to play something else, Dad. I love music. And he went to the closet, pulled out a box, and I said, I looked at the box and I was, what's that? And I'm not knowing that it was always been there, right? Said, he pulls it out. It's an accordion, Oh, you wanted a challenge? Here's a challenge right here. I'm going to teach you one polka, and after that, if you decide that you want to keep on going, well, uh, you're going to have to learn on your own. Okay. So he taught me Nuevo Laredo, the polka. Ta, da, 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 da. And I was like, oh, okay, I would tell my dad, can I get that? My mom's got some food coloring, that she puts in cakes and stuff like that. Can I put the food coloring on the buttons, so I know where to press? And he says, no. No, sir. Digo, se va a mirar bien bonita el acordeón, toda llena de colores. So no, it's something that you got to learn on your own. If you want to learn, if you got it in you, you're gonna learn. And so I started learning, and I would look down here, y no mires para abajo. What? Dijo, no mires para abajo. You got to memorize where all these notes are. So that was a challenge there in itself. But of course, to learn the first polka, I would have to look down. I looked down till I learned it. Once I learned it, I had to look up, and then from there on, my dad would always tell me, no mires para abajo. Un acordeonista bueno dijo, no mira para abajo. Tienes que mirar la gente que anda bailando or whatever. Dijo, pero tú nomás tócala así. No. Wow. I said, okay. So I remember that every time I play the accordion. I don't think I look down. I might look down. I don't know. I'm getting old. I'm losing it. Pero no. But no, I try not to look down.
Saludos to Jose Pepe Sanchez.
El Monchis.
Antonio, El Monchi de Poteet.
He was an MC when we used to play back in the day, in the 60s at Mendiola's Ballroom acá en San Antonio. He was a MC. They had a snack bar or something. Dijo, para todos los que se vinieron y no comieron la casa, que traen los Munchies. Hay algo para comer. So we nicknamed him El Munchie.
El Munchie.
El Munchie.
Saludos.
Yes. And loves him because everyone loves the Munchies.
Right, everybody.
So we were going to do a show with Jose Pepe Sanchez, and congratulations on your Pura Vida Awards. I think.
Oh, yes, I saw pictures of that. Yes, congratulations.
Oh, yes, congratulations. And we were going to do a show with you, and we're pending so we can get those technical difficulties out of the way, but we're hoping to have him on the show too. We've got Janie Canales, la hermana de Johnny Canales.
Johnny Canales, okay. Yes, Janie, yes.
Thank you for coming.
Awesome. Saludos.
Saludos. So I know you had mentioned, we were talking about the last time about the accordion, um and Lori Jean mentioned as well, the accordion is something. Papi también, he put an accordion in my hand. I couldn't figure that thing out.
No, it's so
So
different than
I
everything
played
else.
saxophone. I know how that works.
Oh yeah.
Scales or some kind of notes, or like the piano or guitar, you can find the scale somewhere if you play with it long enough. Never could I ever
Wow.
find anything on the accordion. It was just,
Wow.
I don't know how
Yeah, no, I
people
could.
do it.
I
I
don't
play
know.
the basics on the guitar, the basic chords también, but the accordion se me hizo like I don't get it. So,
Yeah.
uh, kudos to everybody that does play accordion,
It does
because
right. Well, I when I was in high school, I took typing class
ah,
back in the day, and I said, this got to be like an accordion. Yeah, right. It was a little different, but my fingers were a little faster than my all my other friends. I don't know why, but
because you're already used to the accordion.
yeah, a little bit. Yeah, so that came in handy.
Yeah, it's very handy.
Well,
Um, so let's see. All right, Mr. David Lee Garza.
Mhm.
We are over an hour now, and I'm gonna ask you. And I interviewed Carlos Guzman.
Mhm.
What was it, last week? Ya ni me acuerdo. Carlos Guzman. Carlos Guzman is a testament to his superstardom status.
Mhm.
Me dice, yo no quiero co-host, nomás tú. We have history together.
Dale, dale.
Y, ajá. And I don't want to co-host, nomás tú y yo. Porque no, luego hay otras voces y no las entiendo y se pone complicado. I was like, okay. And then he said, y márcame la hora. En una hora, I'm out. So I said, okay. So we did. I only did the interview myself, no co-host. And it was the hour. So now I'm going to tell you, we're at an hour. Do you want to keep on going,
I'm
or?
good.
All right.
I'm
Woo!
good. I'm good. I'm good.
All right. I love it. All right. So thank you for staying, because we had so much to talk about in the last interview. And again, I will mention to anybody, you go to YouTube, see the first part. Súbele todo vuelo. You're going to be able to hear him. We're going to be super loud, but sí lo vas a escuchar. You can hear David Lee and his great stories that he had. So, and I'm trying to remember. Do you remember any of the stories that you took? I was doing my homework
No.
yesterday, but I kept
Did
getting
you?
interrupted.
Mm-hmm. No,
Sí.
okay. No me acuerdo que what else did we talk about?
Me acuerdo que you talked about, let's see, how I remember that I asked you about not being a migrant at that time, which is really really something different from the originals, the people from the 60s, because they did do those migrant tours that they called them, que estaban persiguiendo los migrants all over. But still, because I think they're considered like the first legends, I would say, like the original pioneers. But then you come along, I would dare to say you'd be like the second generation of pioneers.
I I don't know. I guess I would always hear stories about Paulino and them que they would do giras para allá, up in the para el norte, ¿verdad? And they would follow the migrant workers, wherever they go. Pero I mean, we didn't when I went, we didn't even have a band yet. We were just my dad,
Yeah.
myself, and my brother Adam, the drummer. Um, we didn't have a band together yet. And my brother Richard was real young. He no tenía interés tocar el bass. So when we went up there, we took our instruments, of course, so we could jam,
Yeah.
And that's when we met Beto Lujan, de la familia Lujan, right there from Far, Texas.
Okay.
Ellos andaban allá trabajando, and he was a guitar player. And I told him, "Can you play the bass? So acompañarlos a nosotros." Pues dijo, "I can try." A mí me gustan los Beatles, vato. He was a Beatle. He was a rocker, more of a rocker than anything. Yeah. So no, we had the bass there, and he would play it, and my brother Richard played a little bit, pero como te digo, no tenía nada de interés. Él quería bailar. Él quería andar bailando. So yeah, those migrant workers. I mean, and I don't remember anybody that year it was like in 1973, 74 that I went up there, that we went. But I didn't. I don't remember any bands
Playing.
in the area or nothing, because we're in Indiana, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember any bands around there playing.
Right.
All all I remember the radio.
So when
Mande.
you started gigging, how are you getting your gigs? Nomás, Roberto Pulido, the one I just mentioned.
My compadre. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, we started playing in. I started learning how to play the accordion like in '68, and in '69, uh, we put a band together. Pero it was myself. Oh no, we didn't put a band together. Miento. It was my dad and myself. We would just go and sit in with people that my dad knew, and we didn't put a band together till after we came back from Indiana, and it was had to be like 75, 76. That's when we put the band together, and we started. But we would play just local. And tocó que un día iba a tocar mi compadre Roberto Pulido in Pearsall, and Panchito Treviño, the owner, he said, "Hey, ¿quieren venir a tocar para que abran para Roberto Pulido los clásicos?" And, yeah, heck yeah. So we did our gig there, and that's when compadre Pulido heard us for the first time. He said, "Y'all, do y'all travel anywhere? Y'all have recordings?" And I said, "Well, yeah, I recorded a couple of 45s, singles, but that's about it." They go, "Well, y'all want to go on the, we play in Houston, we play Dallas, the Valley, we play everywhere. We'd like for y'all to go and open up for us." Yeah, we can try to do that. So very blessed, and thanks to him that we're able to get out of this area here. I always wanted to be a full-time musician. I would tell my teachers at school, because they would say, "What are you going to do after you graduate?" I said, "I want to be a full-time musician." "What's that?" And I said, "Just play music, don't work. You have to get up early in the morning, go work." "Oh, okay." So that was my dream, but it didn't happen right
Wow.
away. It
Yeah.
didn't happen right away. I had jobs. I had several jobs. I installed storm windows, storm doors. I made bowling balls.
You
También.
made bowling balls.
Yes, I
How do
worked at a
you make?
company. There, it's a company. It was a company based here in San Antonio. It was called Columbia 300. And when I was looking for a job, friends of mine from Poteet used to go work over there. And they told me, "Hey, why don't you go apply there at Columbia?" "What's that?" He said, "Well, they make bowling balls. We make bowling balls, and we only work Monday through Thursday, 10-hour days."
Oh wow,
And,
that's
and I said, "That would be awesome, man. I'd be off Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to go gig."
Yeah.
And I went in there, and right away, they took me to one of the jefes there, and "Hey, this guy's from Poteet, he can carpool with us and this and that." So, oh yeah, right away he said, "Yeah, you start tomorrow?" I said, "Yes, sir." So that's when I started working there, making bowling balls. It's a process. It's starts from the core and the inside core, and then yeah, some shells. You put the shell together, and then they pour the plastic inside it, and then if you from there after the pouring, you have to take the balls and put them into a hot room, and 110, 115 degrees hot room, and it what do you call it? It bakes them or whatever overnight, and the plastic hardens, and then the next day you take those and you take them apart and throw them in a holding place, and then from there on they go and they get made into a bowling ball. They
So
shave
did
them
you have to
and
practice? Is that how you got that perfect score? And you'd have to
oh
try them
yeah.
out.
oh no,
Is that what you
honestly,
over?
honestly, I worked 7 years making bowling balls, 7 years, and I never went bowling
Oh,
till I didn't bowl till after I left there. I left there in 70, 77, 78, or maybe 79. I don't know. I like I said, I put in like 7 years working there, and after I left, I decided I wanted to bowl. So I called my friends that still work there. I said, "Hey, I know I worked there 7 years, and I never even bought a bowling ball. So can you get me a bowling ball? I'm gonna start bowling." I said, "Yeah, yeah, I'll get you one." So they you could buy two bowling balls a year, and so my friends would, "What size you want? What weight do you want?" I said, "Oh, probably about a 16 pounder. I'm strong and this and that."
so
Hombre, ya se me cae el brazo. that was a heavy ball. So I dropped that back down to about a 15 pounder, and then I could throw that, and then
And
15 and
then this
16
happened.
pounder, and then that happened. Yeah, yeah. After so many years, that happens.
I
But
can relate.
yeah, 7 years, and I never threw a bowling ball. And I would my friends that would work there, they wanted to leave early on Thursday. Guys that were under me because by the fifth year, I was a lead person already, a lead man, what they called. And the guys that worked for me, hey, I want to leave early today. Hey, we work till 5:30, dude. He said, no, but I gotta go bowl tonight. Bowl, we make bowling balls all week, and then you're gonna go throw a bowling ball. Number te sale. And I couldn't see why they wouldn't do that. But
After seeing them all
then when I
day.
started bowling, yeah, after seeing them all day, but then when I started bowling, I said, oh, it's a lot of fun. So
Yeah, it is.
yeah, so that's how that happened.
Now you mentioned something that Roberto Pulido talked about, and then and he really feels strongly, and like it's going to be a special edition. He felt really strongly to tell this, and one thing he wanted to say is that if you want to be a musician, that's fine. Always practice, do your best, but get your education first. Porque dice muchos that don't get their
Right.
education, and it's a really tough industry. And so, what would you recommend for the upcoming and new? The guys that are those two little girls. They got an award already. What are
The divas.
yeah, the divas,
Divas.
and there's a lot of young kids out there. What would you want to say to them, Mr. David Lee Garza, as advice from somebody who's been there, done that?
Most definitely, education is very important. I wasn't all crazy about school. I just I wouldn't go out of my way. In other words, I was just like like a C or B student. I never honor roll or nothing like that. I would just do enough to get by because, man, I was always la música was always in my head. I was there in the class, and I was playing the accordion with my teeth. I was like, okay, that goes like, and like till today, I still like, yeah, 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 yeah.
What?
It's
What do you
crazy.
mean with
It's
your teeth?
crazy,
Like
but
your tongue in your teeth?
right.
Really? That's
So on
I've
my
never
teeth.
heard anybody say that.
Yeah.
Let me get to some
So no, but
comments. Oh, see, go
it's
ahead.
a what?
Let me
No,
get.
it's just very important. It's very important that education. Big hello to Chris Rodriguez right there.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, Christopher.
Hola. Joe
That's right.
Fonseca says hello, everyone. Norma says
Right.
hello to Joe. Thank you, Norma, for saying hi to everybody. And let's see, Noe Lerma.
No way.
Oh, saludos, great show. Keep up the good work. Noe Lerma. And I want to just stress to anybody that has not donated, go to his page. His son has been diagnosed with stage 4 cancer.
Oh,
And, for medical expenses. Noe Lerma, you're in
right.
our thoughts and our prayers.
Our
We love
prayers,
you.
yes.
And if anybody, Noe Lerma, if anybody needs anything like that, he's the first one there. He has, I mean, anywhere that he can be, he has been at functions, at benefits, and he was there for my dad's celebration of life. I mean, I owe him a ton of just the gratitude that I have for him. And now it's his turn. Now it's his turn. His son is tamalito, and you know what, Noe, God is still in the miracle business. And so anybody out there interested in donating to his son, go right ahead and welcome, because Mr. Loy Nerma does a lot for us, for those in need. So it's his turn. So thank you, Noe. Let's see. We've got Joe Fonseca says hello, Lori Jean.
Hi,
Um,
Mr. Elias.
and then Elias Cabrera, hello. Hi from Eli Cabrera. Saludos. And Norma says, yeah, Camila and Bella, those young kids. Oh, anyway, so got to that. Elias says, hello, Lori and Gigi. Hola, amigo David.
Mr. Elias.
Hello.
Oh, and también Mr. Eddie Firmelon. Saludos, everybody. Saludos. Welcome to the show. Thank you for stopping by. Eddie, too. You're still in our thoughts and our prayers always, Mr. Eddie. He lost his son recently, and this is what this is all about. And like I mentioned before, You can have differences, a lot of differences, but at the end of the day, la música gets us together. It's a beautiful way for us to unite, especially for each other. And I'm sure you have been to a lot of events, Mr. David Lee Garza, um, where you do your benefit dances and benefit performances, because with nuestra raza, we need to support each other. Noe says that. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. I appreciate it with all my heart. Thank you, Noe. So what can you tell us about that? Because I know a lot of times, I know we did a lot of free gigs. I mean, there's a lot of people doing a lot of free gigs, but I think it's when it's for a special purpose like that, it's very meaningful. What would you like to say to as far as that's concerned, and entre la música y la raza, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, we try to help each other as much as we can, as best we can, ¿verdad? There's sometimes que te llaman y que te dicen, hey, hay un benefit acá, puedes tocar 2 horas. Hold on a little bit. Let me check our schedule. The schedule means a lot, and my guys, and of course to go do a presentation like that, you have to have the whole band together. Sometimes que no puede ir uno, no puede ir el otro, or dos no pueden ir, and so it's kind of hard. Pero we do our best to try to help. Cuando los piden así, we can't help everybody, but in one way or another, if we don't go play, maybe we could put a gift basket together. You raffle it, you make some money and stuff like that. Pero
Yeah.
it's very hard. Pero it's a great deal. It's a great thing that we can all come together and help each other.
Yeah, that's another magic of the music. That's another way to. I mean, yes, there's GoFundMe's and Cash Apps and all that, but
Right.
to say, hey, come on over, enjoy the music, and it's for a great cause. I mean, you got.
Yeah, and in life, there's ups and there's downs. Everybody's going to go through something at some point, and it's wonderful to have people that would get together for you and help you. So for everything you mentioned, Gigi and Mr. Ledema, we wish you well. And so yeah, you're right. The music has that ability to help out. You can use it for many things. On a lighter note, someone has sent you a message. Chris Rodriguez says, for you, sir, inside joke, que está todo bloody.
It's bloody. So Chris is a number one bloody.
He said it's nothing bad.
No, nothing bad. It's nothing bad. Nomás que es bien sangrón. Una vez le dije a Chris, no, que el vato es bien bloody. Y dijo, ¿ah? Dije, pues, in other words, es bien sangrón el guy. Oh, okay.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
You threw yourself.
I like that. That's something like Gigi, you're in my brain right now. Like that. Yeah, it's like you threw yourself. Yeah.
Veronica Hernandez says, good afternoon, guys. Have a blessed Sunday. Thank you. And yes, this a Sunday, just to mention, I mean, to keep a podcast on every Sunday afternoon, it can be hectic, but these guys here, man, the people that come and watch the show and appreciate, and even after when they're watching, later, the recorded show, making comments and appreciating and thanking. I mean, that's something else. And this is how I think another way that music brings us all together. And going back to and not to be on such a somber note, but it brings us together. People, because of the music, no, el Hermes has a bigger reach. Conoce más gente. Conoce la gente la música. No nomás de aquí del Valle, de San Antonio, de California, de Florida, de Idaho, and and stuff like that. And you've got the Tejano Legend Pioneers who have their 29 chapters all over the place. So they've got reach all over. And so when it comes to this, I think it's something that really brings us all together, la música. And so, and on that note.
Yes. Let me just mention one thing. And you are all over the place, sir. You are everywhere. Any given
week. Me?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know, I'm thankful that you were able to join us a second time. I mean, that's so gracious of you. And like I said, every time I open up Facebook, because now we're friends on Facebook, you're everywhere. Like, how, I
Oh,
just can't believe you were able to join us twice. So,
this past weekend, or no, last weekend, I said, when was I supposed to be on there on the show with these girls from Gigi and Lauren? And I said, when was it? A lo mejor ya se me pasó el barco.
oh no.
Pero no, I looked at my phone and oh, this coming week, and then Gigi reminded me, hey, don't forget this Sunday. Okay, no, we're good. And we only work Friday night this week, so it was good. Yesterday was a rest day, kind of, and
That's
go San
awesome.
Antonio shopping or shopping wood. Dije a mi papá, "Va, he's shopping, sí, shopping wood." Dijo, porque el dinero, ¿con qué dinero? Oh, you're right, Dad. Yeah, you're right.
Window shopping.
Ándale,
Yeah,
window
I was
shopping.
in Las Vegas. No,
that is
Ándale.
so funny. No, I totally understand. Sundays are really that's why I had to take a little break from, Sundays are hard. I like
Yeah.
today's my second grandbaby's birthday. I have to give her a little shout out. She's only turning 2, so I made
Mhm.
cupcakes this morning, and we're gonna have hopefully we'll have company here in a little bit.
Yeah.
But I'm so glad I was able to be here when you came back. I'm sorry I hadn't been able to pop in. So it gets. I can imagine you have way more things to do and way more places to be. So.
Oh, the sofa's waiting for me. The recliner.
Oh yes, you gotta have a day like
Uh,
that,
I've
definitely.
got I've got I've got a motorcycle. I've got a bike, right? And I've been wanting to ride, but it's so hot,
Oh
real hot. And,
yeah.
and my friends say, "Well, let's ride it late in the evening." Late in the evening, you're talking about 8 o'clock at night. Nobody hasta en noche. Le digo, no, forget that. So hopefully it's here sooner. It'll start getting a little cooler. Porque ya the hot weather, and this coming week, I heard it's going to be even hotter still. So look at
Oh,
that.
how is it so hot in
Mhm.
August? I know.
Oh,
I skedaddled to the beach one day last week. It was so pretty.
yeah.
But yeah, so you like to bowl and you're excellent at that. You like to ride your
Oh,
bike.
indoors.
Oh, thank you, Norma. Yes. And what else do you do on your besides your
golf.
years? Golf.
Golf. I golf, but I don't golf as much as I used to. I have, like I said, I mentioned, I have a tournament, and it's coming up here in on Columbus Day. I think it's October the 9th. It's on a
Okay.
Monday, Columbus Day. I have a tournament here in Pleasanton, and my manager was telling me that we already have like 30 teams, and we're only allowed 36 teams. So look at it.
Oh wow.
If you're a golfer and you want to golf, check out our website, and look for David Lee Garza Celebrity Golf Tournament if you want
What
to come
was it
out
again?
and golf.
What's the website so I can put
It's
it up?
it's on the Musicales website or David Lee Garza website. You can find it. Just go to Google the David Lee Garza Celebrity Golf Tournament, and it should come up. I don't know.
That is
I'm
awesome,
assuming.
and we'll have to go back and put some of the songs that you talked about on our page so that people can go
Right.
back and listen to them. But what else?
Right.
Is there anything else you'd like to share that you have coming up that I'm sure everybody that's watching or watches later, that way
Mm,
know where you're going to be or what you've got going on?
well, Milwaukee next week in cooler weather.
Um,
So look at
oh
uh, other than being here in the hot weather in Texas, we're
yeah.
looking forward to going to Milwaukee and cooling off a little bit. Mm. Other than that, we're just gonna still tour here around here, Mexico. We just came back from Monterrey about 3 weeks ago, a month ago. We went
Oh,
and did a show over there, and well, that's just pretty much it. Just trying to stay busy.
yeah, and you do. You're always busy. You're always somewhere because everybody loves, your music. Oh, there's Mr. TDK.
TDK and
And
Uh,
we're working on the new CD right now. On the new, we laid down 4 tracks already. Like I said, and I've got some songs in mind, but if you got a song that you think that would fit the musicales, send
oh
it our
yeah,
way.
yeah. I'll
well,
definitely.
well, I know you didn't ask, but my dad left some songs behind too.
Oh, come on, bring. You better send me one. Hurry.
No. Let's see. Sarah, we've got TDK Monte, TDK Del Mero Monte. So saludos and Jerry Piña as well.
Jerry Pina,
So
yes.
saludos,
Saludos.
saludos. Thank you for coming in. Janie Gonzalez says, thank you for being on my brother Johnny Canales' show. Yes, that's
Oh,
Janie Canales.
awesome,
Yes,
awesome.
may he rest in peace. And he was
May you rest in
such a
peace. That's right.
giant part of not just Tejano. I mean, he picked up.
International.
Yeah, he was something else. He really was something else. He had a
If you got on the show, you were international already because he would broadcast everywhere, international,
yeah, kind of
across.
like when you get on Giras y Desveladas.
Ándale.
Actually, we are
Yeah,
nationwide because it's on Tejano TV.
yeah, dale,
Yeah,
dale.
yeah.
I
Yes,
don't
we
know
are.
with Gigi. Johnny Canales is a whole other level, but I get the
I,
international part. But
I
yeah,
well,
Yeah.
I know. Well,
it's
we're on
a
the
household.
internet.
Yes, he was a household staple. You know, you woke up and you saw everybody on the show, and yeah, so may he rest in peace. That was really awesome.
Norma says you're looking at 80 degrees in Milwaukee, como quiera.
Oh, take your jacket. Well, I'm gonna take our jackets and our coats.
Yeah,
Está
it was
frío.
it was 108 here yesterday, and that's not even in the
Wow,
valley. It's 10 degrees hotter. So
wow.
I'm jealous of that 80-degree weather. That's like vacation weather. That's perfect.
He accomplished what he set out to do, pure music industry. Yeah, he had a
Awesome.
vision. He had
Mhm.
a vision and he went for
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
And I would see Johnny Canales. I met Johnny Canales when he would come and play in Putit. Well, Putit had a salon de Delmiro Garcia, the late great Delmiro Garcia. El lugar se llamaba the Crystal Club. Y Johnny Canales would come and play aquí in Putit. And he would stay at our friend's house, Emilio Garcia, a friend that used to live right here in between Poteet and Pleasanton. In other words. Pero era muy amigo de Johnny, and they would spend the night there. I don't know if the whole band or just Johnny, pero ahí amanecía la van y la trailer. So I guess ahí están músicos tirados por donde quiera, ¿verdad? Pero yeah, we go back a long, long way. Yeah.
You know, maybe that's why y'all stay friends so long, because when, nowadays you hang out with your friends, like you go to dinner, you have a barbecue or whatever, but you guys would travel together, spend the night together, stay together for days at a time,
Right.
practice, gigs, eat breakfast, lunch, dinner together. Like that's like
No se
family.
ponen gordo, se ponen gordo.
Sí, la banda nomás we play the last day. If we play 2 or 3 days, I look at the guys and I tell them, I don't want to see y'all till next week, okay? And they say, likewise, we don't want to see you.
What else?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That is so funny.
It
But,
is.
But yeah, I don't know. Thank you so much for like I said, seeing us twice, with the technical difficulties this time.
Yeah, no, I felt
Sounded
bad. Like I told Gigi I felt bad because I went back and listened to it. And, oh man, that's horrible. That's terrible. And so I went out and bought this little gadget here. And
Oh, good. No, I felt bad because the stories were so amazing, and I'm so glad we were able to revisit that.
awesome.
It's just too good not to make sure it's loud and clear and where everybody can appreciate.
Right. No, y'all got an awesome show, man. We need to put it out there to everybody, and for everybody to tune in, go back and listen to it, and watch the interview. Y'all got some crazy and interesting questions.
Oh,
Now, when you're recording this new recording, you're recording with who?
We're recording aquí en not in San Antonio. It's in between Leming and San Antonio. It's out in the country, como quien dice. Raúl Sanchez, he's a Christian, and he's got an amazing studio there. And with the last CD, we did it there. So we went back and we had already started on the next one. So okay, that's where we went back in there, and that's where we're recording right now. Like I said, I laid down 4 tracks already. We're looking for, I've got some songs, pero I'm always looking, for some new material.
I found something with Prio Trevino featuring David Lee Garza, but I mean, I think when they say featuring David Lee Garza, and I thank you for also being featured on my dad's last recording. How many do you think you've helped? How many people? I mean, I think everybody says, well, just put David Lee Garza and you got people hearing. And, I think that's like, well, if you wanted to hit, just put David Lee Garza on.
All right. I'm looking for a hit still.
If your name's on there, it changes. Yeah.
I don't know how many I've done. I've done several. I always say maybe about 40 or 50, collaborated with 40 or 50 different artists. Not only in the Tejano industry, in the Mexicano, and also in the country, the Tex-Mex, the Texas country. There's several recordings out there también that I've taken part in, but nobody
Nice.
knows.
But nobody knows.
Nobody knows. Nobody cares.
No, we
Oh,
do.
we care.
Yeah, no, you get featured. I mean, I think I know my dad was like, we're gonna go ahead and put, As a matter of fact, he invented a word. En vez
A
de
ver.
acompáñame, David Lee
Uh-huh.
dice acordeóname,
Ah,
David.
acordeón.
Acordeóname. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
cool.
yeah. And so yeah, a lot of
Awesome.
people I mean, having David Lee Garza, you're just such a big name. And again, I mentioned no matter who has been your front man, David Lee Garza is still David Lee Garza. And that's, I mean,
Uh,
that's amazing. That's amazing in itself because they can say, cuando that person estaba con David Lee or cuando cantaba con David Lee.
mm,
But you're still David Lee, you didn't lose sight of who you were. So,
mm.
and these guys were big. I mean, we're talking about, besides the people you stole, like,
Uh,
Marcos and,
my
and,
God.
and Mandito.
Chief, el maldito chief.
See, the big names that have been part of David Lee Garza. Y tú
Mhm.
como quiera, you stood your ground and you stayed with David Lee Garza. That's just amazing. So we're gonna start wrapping it up, Mr. David Lee Garza.
Okay.
What do you want people now? And I don't mean this on a somber note. It's really something very important because
Mm.
that's one thing I had my dad say, Papi, after you're gone, what do you want people to remember you by? Or what do you want us to know or to remember? What do you want us?
Well,
So,
my music, of course, because it was such a big part of my life and my dad's life, and like I said, I mentioned before on the other interview, I think my dream was always to put my dad on an album cover, and I was very blessed to put him on several, 8 or 10 covers. I don't remember, yeah, because it all started just playing music and then going out of Poteet and sitting in with friends and then putting a band together and I thought that's what I was going to be, and of course my dream was to be a full-time musician, but I said that's not going to happen, you need a lot of money or you need the right connections and stuff, so no, then very blessed, to have played with my compadre Pulido. Like I said, I give him thanks all the time porque él fue el que lo sacó de aquí, del pueblito, como quien dice, del rancho, and
yeah.
took us out, and then we started going on our own. So very blessed. So I just want people to remember just the music, and of course, then they'll never know all the sacrifices that we did, with hard times, that we went through. Pero everybody goes through them, and primeramente Dios, because you put Him first, and just keep on going, keep on trucking, como quien dice, and doing what you love to do, just play music and make people happy. I get a kick out of people coming and telling me, hey, you played at our wedding 45 years ago. What? What? 45 years ago? Because I've been in the music business like 55. Oh, like no, yeah, 55 or almost 60 years. I don't know. Who's counting? Pero como quiera, vienen y me dicen, yeah, you played in my quinceañera. You're already grown up, Oh, okay. Where was it? And they tell me, well, it was in Bay City or Baytown or Angleton or that area, Richmond, Rosenberg. We played a lot of weddings and quinceañeras over there. So just very blessed, and then as long as people remember that we're a part of their lives, I guess that's what I like.
Now, as being such a big part of Tejano music yourself, what do you think now? We started a foundation called Tejano Music Legacy Foundation. We already got approved for Tejano music in the schools in the Edinburgh School District, and hopefully we'll have more. What do you think it'll take to get Tejano at least at a level where people can make money out of their gigging, where people will go to the dances? Do you think there's anything that Tejano needs to do, Tejano music itself, to just kind of stay up there and stay relevant?
It starts at home. I've always said, and I've heard other people say it too, of course. Empieza en la casa, your kids' upbringing. Look at my kids, I'm David Lee Garza, and I've got three boys, and they're not in the music business. You know, they're and you would think, you know, everybody asked me, hey, I remember your son used to play the accordion when he was little. You would take him and they play a polka or something. Yeah, I remember. And my son and my nephews también, you know, they tocaban acordeón. Pero then they grow up and they went a separate way. I mean, you know, they've got their own lives, of course, you know, and they can pick whatever they want. So look, they didn't pick this, you know. Pero there's a lot of young kids, up
Yeah.
and coming kids, you know, that are interested in Tejano music, which
Oh
is
yeah.
it's a blessing, man. It's great. Y qué bueno que, you know, que they want to do this, you know. And just the other day, estaba como un loco nomás pensando, dije, I wonder if the dances are ever gonna stop, you know, porque well, we lack. Of course, we're on the website, you know, we're all over the world, you know. Pero it's not como back in the day when había la radio stations. Every little town had a radio station, you know, and that was our entertainment right there. Y
Yeah.
hey, va a venir a Juan Galero, los chicanos van a tocar aquí. Well, let's go, vamos al baile, you know. So and so, Roberto Pulido viene para acá. And nowadays, you know, it's internet, yeah, but not everybody has internet. Not everybody
It's on
listens
the
to
right
internet
channel.
radio.
Mhm.
Yeah, you the older uh, fans and people are trying to listen to the local radio station. You know, yeah, and that those are gone. You know, so look, digo yo, and God help us. You know, I mean, how much longer can we keep this up? You know, aquí andamos con la bandera todavía nosotros,
And
mi compadre Pulido, Little Joe, you know, Ruben
yes,
Ramos.
yes.
You know, we're still hanging in there. You know, so look,
Mhm.
ojalá que venga a new wave, you know, pero Tejano music. You
Tejano
know.
music.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Tejano. You know, I love all kinds of music. I can listen to everything, pero no oigo mucho Tejano, you know, que hardcore Tejano anymore, you know. Que digas tú, mira oye, esta banda nueva, you know. Uh, I want to go listen to them live, you know, see if that's what they sound like over there in live.
Right.
Pero hopefully que venga a new wave, you know, soon
Yeah,
and
hopefully if it starts
help us out.
getting start spreading, go out in the schools
Exactly.
and more
Yeah.
school districts
In the
and the
school,
young.
yeah, that's great. That's great that in El Valle hay muchas escuelas que they teach conjunto, right?
Mhm.
As my dad
Aquí,
retired
yeah,
from
ándale, your dad. Aquí en San Antonio, I've heard of some schools that have they teach mariachi.
Yeah.
They got some good mariachi stuff here, pero no he oído yo que un conjunto program around here, around this area, man. Oh, we lack that. Uh, so hopefully that'll be in the works sometime.
Yeah, I think eso es lo que falta. There's that little gap,
Hmm.
and how are you gonna like something if you didn't even know if it
Didn't
exists?
know what it was. Yeah, exactly,
Mhm.
exactly.
Yeah, so we need to expose them, and you're right about
Mm,
that.
mm.
As far as music evolving, I mean, you've stayed steady, and your style stays the same. What would you think about like the Tejano music evolving? And you know how um I mean it's evolving anyway because there's every different, you know, everybody's very creative and they you know coming out with different stuff. Do you think Tejano needs to like evolve into something like a little different to maybe keep it relevant, or que nomás como los classics, and like we're one of the first one that Lupe Vasquez is out there. He's going to be teaching the kids in Edinburgh is Las Nubes, and
Mhm.
that was one of the ones like a staple, you know.
Right,
And
right.
and I said, well, could you teach him Yatevi also? And
Right,
so they're
right.
gonna get Yatevi. But what do you think it would be better to just kind of stay the same with the classic, or would it be better to kind of just start evolving and include more, since we are Americans of Mexican descent, and we are, you know, there's so much going on. Ahorita con el not to say anything bad about it because I listen to it, los corridos tumbados and Peso Pluma. I mean, they've got some catchy
Mm,
tunes.
mhm.
What do you think? Would Tejano music stay as the classic Tejano music? Should it evolve? What are your thoughts on that?
I wanted to stay the same. Myself, you know,
Of course.
because I'm true to Tejano, and we've seen it all. We've seen it, you know, change a little bit, and there's these new groups that call themselves Tejanos just because they're from Texas, you know. But they're not. To me, they're not playing Tejano music, and that's just the way me. That's the way I think, you know. Soy viejito y todo, and I go to bed listening to Chicanos, to Latin Breed, to Little Joe, everybody.
Blackjack.
I sleep with music.
Wow.
Casinos, los clásicos. I sleep with music. Y le pongo, I have a 6 CD changer. Y it's funny because I'll be listening to, I fall asleep, and I wake up because there's no music playing, and I get up and, how come you didn't change? You're supposed to change on your own. But
So
it's
you
all old music.
that's
I have a stereo system. I have a stereo system in my room, in my bedroom. I don't wear these or anything like that. Yeah.
oh,
But my girlfriend says, "Why don't you start wearing your in ear?" No. I want to hear the real thing. I don't let her sleep,
want to
I
be
guess, because it's too
surrounded
much.
by it.
All right, right. So yeah,
Wow.
and my brother, I want to tell you something. My brother Richard says, "Brother, the day you die, I'm gonna throw all them old CDs. I'm gonna put them in your coffin. Llévatelos, por favor, ya, llévatelos.
Oh
We don't want to hear it." Digo, hey, that's where it all started, brother.
no. Yes,
If maybe if you listen to them, you'll learn something. Se enoja de la
Oh, very
banda.
wise
Because
words.
if I'm driving the bus, I take my little USB and I put it in there. Ain't nothing but old music, right? Vienen para acá para enfrente. Especially one of them. I'm not gonna say his name. Se llama Danny Fernandez.
But we won't mention any names.
We won't mention any names. He'll come and, Dave, can you just put it to the speakers up front just so you can hear it? We don't want to hear it. Oh,
Oh
okay.
my God.
Le digo yo, well, I don't understand this radio, le dije, but if you can find it, you can do it, do it. Y no, sí, sure enough, le digo, a ver aquí, y nomás yo lo oigo ahí, pero dice mi hermano Richard, dice, brother, cuando te mueras te voy a echar toda esa música, te la voy a echar, llévatela contigo. Yeah,
No,
okay, brother.
I love that you say,
Yeah,
you listen to it because that's where it started. And,
yeah,
Gigi's
yeah.
mentioned about school and kids learning. You're the kind of person that you would be great to speak to that younger generation. And those, my dad used to take kids in clinic. He would bring in legends and have clinics in La
Oh,
Jolla
really?
with Conjunto, and they'd bring in conjuntos from all over the valley. But he would bring in Mario Sainz. He would bring in, oh my gosh, so many people. He brought in Joel Guzman. He brought in, I'm going blank here. So many legends, but they teach the
Yeah,
kids, and these kids are open. Like Gigi said, how are they going to know they don't like something if they don't hear it?
right,
Well, they would
right.
hear it. They'd hear it from people, like you or like my dad or like, you think even Balde has gone also, and they would have those clinics. So, if you
Yeah,
ever have the opportunity to speak to kids, everything you just said is something very valuable. And
Wait for that call, Mr. David Lee Garza. I just might have you go talk to the students.
you're breaking up. You're breaking up. I don't know. I'm not that much of. I'm not a speaker or nothing like that.
well, it's funny because they just need someone to show them a lot of times.
Really.
Show
Yeah.
them, like you say, you
Excellent.
learn by practicing. And so,
Right.
anyhow,
Right.
just in case you didn't know, I'm letting you know that you're,
Okay.
and after being in education almost 20 years, I see it
Mhm.
in you. It's really what you said is very important, and that's something you're really good at sharing why it's important to start at home. And
Yeah.
your story, you started with your
Definitely.
dad. You said the way your dad started you, and the music that
Yeah.
influenced you. Thank you for sharing all of that with us, and hopefully everybody that watches, they take it to heart and remember that with their kids or their grandkids. I think in the last time you also mentioned taking your kids to the dances the way your father
Right.
used to take you.
Hmm.
That's important. So maybe the
Yeah.
dances, the radios may not be there as much as they were when you were younger, but the
Yeah.
internet's there, Facebook is there, the family unit is still there. Those festivals that you're playing at, those are all still
Mhm.
there. That's a big impact you're having on
Yeah.
families and the culture and everything.
I always had music at my house. Growing up, my kids growing up, music and everything. And one thing that they still do, I think, I'm not sure because I still do it. I eat barbacoa every weekend. I would start with barbacoa and tamales and
Now it's
una
called
ocho.
keto.
Yeah, every weekend.
It's
And
fine.
then
And
if
then
they didn't follow the music, no siguieron la música, pero yo creo que sí les gusta tragar la barbacoa, barbacoa y tamales en Big Red.
Woo!
absolutely, that's actually part of my every memory of music is the music and some
Right,
food, menudo or
right.
barbacoa,
Hmm.
or it goes
Exactly.
the
Goes
culture
together.
thing. Maybe it all goes together. Now I'm
Norma
hungry.
Salazar says, I'm sorry, Lord Jean.
No, you're fine. I just said now I'm hungry.
Norma Salazar says, yes, RGV stay true to our culture and our raza. So she agrees with you. And then she says, save your cassettes because they said they're going to be worth money. They said in the news. So,
Wow.
you know, keep them, keep them.
8-track tapes, your 8-track tapes.
Ándale, los 8 tracks.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if there's any 8-track players. I know there's
gotta be
cassette
somewhere out there.
players, you know, there's
Yeah.
cassette players and actually you can transfer to USB, like so a little advanced.
Right.
But
Right.
I haven't, well, I've never checked, but I don't know if there'd be 8 tracks. I don't think I have any 8 tracks of my dad, but I know he had them.
Yeah, I remember seeing
Right.
them. And then
You never seen them?
I remember seeing them.
Oh,
You know, I remember seeing them around all the time and having them around, but then I don't see them anymore. You know, they're just gone.
I don't see them
Yeah,
anymore.
hold on to all your stuff.
yeah, hold on to your stuff.
But
That's something we don't do porque agarramos la peda or we have a cookout and everything, and I would give all my albums away. So I'm like, gee, wow, ahora miro, where are they? Well, I think I gave them away that one time.
oh no! Now you're gonna have to buy them back at the record shops like we do.
Es verdad.
Mr. Olivo's
Ándale.
friend, and he's awesome. But anyway, but thank you so much. You know,
Well, thank y'all very much again.
that quickly. It was 2 hours, almost 2 hours. So if we're ever in the same area, of course, now Gigi, you'll have to make sure you go saludar. Like my grandpa always used to say, saluda la gente. And so I'll have to go say hello if we ever, I'll be looking out to see where you're at.
Most definitely.
Anytime soon. Of course, dinner with my dad and his friends, and you're one of those. I'll open invite here in Corpus. So
okay. Remind me, just like I said, remind me. You shoot me a text or something that the weekend, you know, and like that, I'll check out if I'm working or not working. But I really want to go and spend some time with your dad and Leo.
Yeah, that would be awesome. And your golf tournament, Gigi posted a reminder.
Yes.
You know, you have your golf tournament coming up on Columbus Day weekend.
Columbus Day. Mm-hmm.
And that information
on a Monday.
On a Monday, and that information is on the David Lee Garza y Los Musicales website.
And also, would that be also your information on your cruise, también?
The cruise is GaryHobbs.com.
Okay.
Because it's a Gary Hobbs cruise, but we're on it. We've been on his cruise for the last 5-6 years. Every time he has a cruise, they include us, you know, and it's a great getaway. You know, it's awesome time. And this one is 8 days. We've done 7 days, 5 days, 7 days. Well, this one's 8 days because it's so far, and all the way to the Bahamas.
Going to the Bahamas, Aruba, Jamaica.
We've been there.
GaryHobbs.com for the cruise. So so everybody going for the tournament, or if you want to go to the cruise, and look out for new material from David Lee Garza. I cannot thank you enough for doing this again. And like I said, if you go into the first interview with you, which was awesome, súbele todo vuelo. We're gonna sound loud, but si te oyes, you know, a little bit crackly, whatever, but si te oyes. Right. So, but thank you anyway for doing this again.
Not a problem. Thank
very
you all
blessed.
So much.
Que Diosito te cuide. God bless everybody. And thank you for watching. If you're not watching us here live, then you're watching us on Facebook, or you're watching us on YouTube or on Tejano TV. Saludos to Tejano TV. Oh, they got married. Laila Lisa and Juan Mendoza Jr. got married. So now they're the new power couple in Tejano music, I would guess. Right. Well, they were already were. So saludos to everybody. Thank you for watching. And I did a little intro because I've been watching other shows and still learning. You know, as long as you keep learning, it's good. Mm-hmm. So nos dejamos con esto. Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Yes. Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.